Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of, what the hell's the name of the show?
Take two.
Hello everybody. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Crimes, Killers, Cults,
and beer.
And beer.
And beer.
God. Oh boy. Yeah, we don't know which episode this is. We have no clue which episode this is because we've been having a lot of technical difficulties with our previous episode, which is serial killer Joseph Paul Franklin. We have work to do with that, so we figured, screw it. Let's just go ahead with the next episode, which, ironically enough, we talked about on the previous on the episode that we have not released yet, which was the Joseph Paul Franklin episode. We'd mentioned wanting to do an episode about Norwegian black metal, so therefore we're going to do the episode of Norwegian black metal ahead of time, even though it's going to be released before the episode of Joseph Paul Franklin, where we mentioned that we were going to do the episode in the first place about Norwegian black metal. There.
Brother, dude, take a breath, bro.
Thank you.
Take a breath, man. Fuck, dude. It's all good, bro.
Well,
take a breath. Fuck, man.
Anyway, that's Todd.
And that's Bill.
all 20 of my personalities.
Yeah, every one of them.
What are you drinking tonight?
Oh, Bud Light, the normal. Yeah, dude. Just no time to get to the store to get any fun thing.
Yeah, well, to me, Bud Light is a fun thing.
Yeah, Bud Light's good, dude.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with Bud Light.
Yeah. So this episode will come out before the previous episode. It's kind of like we're doing them in Star Wars order.
Yes. So this is technically episode 16 or 14, 15, episode 15, but
15.
Episode 14 will be out after this one because life happens and shit got fucked up and that's where we've been the past 2 weeks. Yeah, that's where we've been
trying to do this.
2 weeks.
So we're like, let's just take a deep breath, do another episode. Yeah, just to clear our heads, and then we'll go back and fix the other one.
Yes, absolutely. So let's have some fun with some Norwegian black metal motherfuckers.
Absolutely. Tell me, what does this sound like to you?
Dude, what was that, like surf music? That sounded like surf music, bro.
Yeah, that's what it was. Now tell me what this is.
Dude, that sounds like the same riff. Dude, what is that? I don't know. Is that black metal?
That's black. That's the same lick. One played with acoustic and heavy reverb, and then the other played with distortion.
Oh, happy reverb.
It's the exact same lick.
Reverb.
Yeah. So it's the exact same lick, except one is surf rock, one is black metal.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
So you could literally take the riffs are interchangeable.
Dude, I love surf music, dude. Dick Dale rocks.
Oh hell yeah!
Dick Dale is
how can you not get how can you hear Wipeout and not get a smile on your face?
You can't. I don't know.
Exactly.
You can't.
Unless somebody tries to play it as a black metal song.
Wipeout. Wipeout. Yeah, anyway, moving on.
So the Norwegian black metal, back in the late 80s, early 90s, it started off. Yeah, they were responsible for church burning and murders. And, it's kind of ironic because that was also during the time of the Satanic Panic. And they actually did everything that bands like Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and everything were being accused of. These psychos actually did it.
Yes.
And it wasn't the whole genre either. It was just basically these three crazy individuals, mainly featured around one band, which was Mayhem, which was like the originators of the
Norwegian Norwegian black metal scene.
Yeah. Yeah, Mayhem was first. I mean, obviously it was Venom was first, but their music, they dealt with Satanism and everything kind of as a gimmick, you know. But
dude,
but their music wasn't
Venom
the same.
was like black metal, dude. I think Venom is like more like Slayer, just like fucking like heavy metal, dude. You know, like Slayer.
Right, but they but they have an album called Black Metal, and that's kind of what the Norwegian black metal just kind of gravitated to with the name and everything. And because I mean Venom was scary and all that stuff, and I was never really a fan of Venom or Slayer for that matter, but that, and Slayer's not even death metal or anything like that. The Slayer's thrash metal.
Dude, Slayer's badass, bro. I love Slayer. I've always loved Slayer.
I've always respected them as talented musicians. I just never got into their music.
Yeah. You don't
Megadeth and Metallica.
You don't hate them, but they're not your thing. I get that, bro. It's all good.
Right. So what exactly is the difference between black metal and death metal? Because, you know, not every single one of our listeners is metalheads. You might have people listening to rap and country and stuff like that out there. What's the difference between black metal and death metal?
You want, dude, in my honest opinion, I believe that black metal, especially like the Norwegian black metal and like all the offshoots of it, dude, it's a little more melodic than death metal. I think death metal is more like just fucking beat you over the head with their riffs and their lyrics and what they're talking about. I think black metal.
So you take the
go ahead.
You take the melody out of black metal, and then you got death metal.
Maybe I think I even think the music is a little more melodic in black metal, dude. I think those guys, dude. Not nothing against the death metal guys, dude. I love the death metal shit. Don't get me wrong. I can't listen to a guy scream at me for like more than like 2 minutes. So
you're not into black metal either, because they do a hell of a lot of that too.
They do, but you know what, dude? I love fucking like bands like Cradle of Filth. Dude, dude, Danny Filth is the man, dude. I don't care. And dude, he's a
freaking rock star,
dude. True black metal fans are gonna bash us for saying that we like fucking Cradle of Filth because they commercialized. But dude, they've taken black metal to the point where, like, yes, we're making a shit ton of money from it without burning down churches, you assholes.
Right. They. I mean, I heard their version of "Hallowed Be Thy Name" by Iron Maiden.
Mm-hmm.
It was incredible.
Fucking awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't into his vocals, but yeah, it was.
Yeah, dude, Danny vocals that's an acquired taste, dude. I mean, like, seriously, dude, that was like the hardest thing for me to get into liking them was his vocals. I loved the music. I loved his lyrics. Dude, his lyrics are just fucking sick and twisted, but I hate his voice, dude.
I have a tie to Cradle of Filth, and I think it bears mentioning on this episode because
Indeed.
This isn't a joke. On my my old radio show, it was called the Will and Thunder Show. We interviewed a lot of bands, and a lot of it was indie bands and stuff. But we did have some big names on there. We had Pamela Moore, who voiced Sweet Sister Mary on Queensryche's Operation Mindcrime album. We interviewed her, and you know, so several others. We had the singer from Helix. We had him on there. But we also had not one, but two of the female keyboard players / singers from Cradle of Filth. We had Lindsay Schoolcraft, and we also had their current one, Zoe Fedorov.
Oh yeah, bro.
She was on. She wasn't. Now, Lindsay was a member of Cradle of Filth when she was on the show. When Zoe had come on the show, she was, you know, she was part of other projects, and she was coming on to talk about them and hang out with us and everything. So, but yeah, I've had two members of Cradle of Filth that I've interviewed.
That's fucking awesome.
So, yeah, they were both really cool ladies and everything. Super talented, great voice, awesome, awesome personalities.
Dude, that's why. That's why they get them, dude. That's why. Like these black metal bands get these chicks they're fucking good looking. They can sing and they can play. And it just like, so all these dudes show up to this gig and they're like, fuck, dude, I just thought that chick just sang, dude. She can do that. Fuck my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, they're...
Dude, they're fucking intelligent as fuck. So they're not just doing it and they know what they're into, and they're doing it because they love the music and they want to play and sing.
We also had Giannis Papadopoulos, and he's the lead singer of Beast in Black. At the time, he was with War Drum, which War Drum is freaking awesome too. But they're power metal / prog. But Beast in Black is a little more commercial. But yeah, we had quite a few, people that were medium-sized names, but now they're big names.
Right on. But anyway,
it was like you want them. Anyway, hashtag
we digress because Phil had to brag a little bit, and that's cool. I love it, dude. Because
damn right I did.
Yeah, dude, Bill used to have a cool ass fucking radio show, dude, and he got fucking decent people on it, dude, and that's fine, dude. I love it.
Yeah. No. So basically, Venom, they were basically Black Sabbath on White Claw.
Right?
They did the Satanism stuff for shock value and all that stuff.
That's a funny way to put it.
Really weren't all about that. And I actually had that written down. Black Sabbath on White Claw.
Because there was no White Claw back then, but you're absolutely right. Dude, there's Venom fans that are gonna fucking tear us up, but that's all right. I stand by what my bro said, dude. They were.
So the first band that come out in that actual style that they do and everything was Bathory. Yeah, named after the Countess Bathory.
Elizabeth, yes.
Elizabeth Bathory, who was allegedly the most prolific female serial killer of all time.
Allegedly.
But
allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Yes, she killed virgins and bathed in their blood. Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. So,
dude, we're saying this like she lived, like she's alive right now, and this is happening right now. Like allegedly, dude. Fuck, dude. What the fuck are we talking about, dude? This bitch was.
We can cover her at some point.
Like the 1700s or whatever, dude. Fuck that, dude. No, she killed bitches and bathed in their blood because she thought it would make her immortal.
Just not as many as she's credited with.
Well, yeah, there is that.
So that style of music that's fast with growling and like heavy surf music.
Heavy surf music.
And they also brought out the corpse paint, which is the white with black and everything. And I'm not going to put Kiss as the originators of this because they did the reason that it was done for two completely different reasons, and Kiss used more than just black and white. They used red, they used green, they used blue. So
yeah, dude. No, Kiss did it not to be corpses. The black metal guys did it to look like corpses. I mean, that's why they called it corpse paint.
Exactly.
I mean, yes, okay, black and white paint on your face. Okay, Gene Simmons. I mean, yeah, Kiss did it, but they weren't doing it to be that because they were doing it just to be. They had a completely different thing, and they did it way before.
Yeah, but so really, there was a guy that came out in the '60s, and I can't remember who he was, who did a little bit of dabble with the face paint a little bit, but I can't remember the guy's name. And I don't have it. I heard it on a podcast that I was listening, which sources I might as well clear that out of the way right now. Yeah, the sources are, they're on YouTube and various platforms. There's all sorts of different documentaries that were done about the black metal and what happened and all that stuff. There's all sorts of different documentaries. And I'm looking for the page where I have all this written down. It needs to be done.
Dude, organize your notes better, man. I told you this last time.
Oh, I got them good this time. I'm just. Oh, here they are. 10 years of mayhem. I watched every single one of these. 10 years of mayhem, and there was a black metal. It's called Black Metal Documentary, and the YouTube channel name ironically is Jesus Christ.
Well, okay.
There's the movie, which we're going to talk about, Lords of Chaos, which is a Hollywood version of the story. Mm-hmm. And there's also a YouTube channel called Lords of Chaos versus the Metal Community. and then the last, and I watched all of this. You know, I've had a lot of time since we've been, you know, like parting around with the other episode trying to get it fixed.
I know, right, dude? We totally went off the rails on that, dude. We'll get it fixed, and you'll hear it eventually. I promise.
Yeah, it'll be the next episode that comes out after this one. I promise. But it was this other documentary. It's called Until the Light Takes Us, and it's by a series called Amplified, and that's also on YouTube. So those are my sources for this. And they pretty much all said the same thing. I mean, you know, they pretty much all did except for the movie Lords of Chaos, which hashtag we'll get there. So King Diamond really was the first one to do the corpse paint and bring it into any type of notoriety when he was with Merciful Fate.
King Diamond and Merciful Fate. Hell yeah, brother.
But they're not really black metal, though. I mean,
no, dude, they're like
thrash. Speed
were they
metal.
were they like part of the new wave of British heavy metal that like Metallica got into?
No, they were.
Were they after that?
I think they were before Metallica.
I didn't mean to mess you up, bro. Merciful Fate was before Metallica, yeah. But King Diamond came out with a solo band with the kick-ass fucking. But he was like, Abigail, and
yeah.
Dude, I can't.
Hello, Grandma.
I'm sorry for my very terrible King Diamond impression right there. Please do not hold that against me. I cannot sing like that guy can. That guy is like amazing.
There's not very many who can.
That guy's amazing, dude. And he finds the best musicians, dude, and they write the best music. But yeah, dude, they're more like fucking straight up like power metal thrash. Not death metal, not black metal, even though he sings about dark fucking twisted shit, but same thing.
Oh yeah, he does. But these people, they had a goal, and the goal was to expel Christianity from Norway. They're not Satanists. They're not Satanists. But Satanists aren't even Satanists. You know, if we're going to go there, we have to be legit about it. Satanists aren't even Satanists. Satanists are, like atheists. Like Anton LaVey, the book of Satanism or the Satanic Bible or whatever it is that he wrote. Yeah, they're atheists. They don't believe in Satan or God. So to be a Satanist but not believing in God, it's not possible. So they're literalists. These black metal people, they were literalists and everything, and they were kind of holding true. They kind of adopted the Satanist aspect of it because the media started labeling them as that. But they're like, okay, fine. If you want to call us Satanists, then hail Satan.
Right. But yeah, dude. But Anton LaVey's fucking Church of Satan was, dude. It wasn't about worshiping Satan, even though you were in there. You're like, hail Satan, dude. It wasn't like the devil. It was like Anton LaVey was a crazy individual, but he didn't hate anybody. No, dude. He tried everybody that joined his church, the Church of Satan, under Anton LaVey, dude. It was about to make you a better person. Like, what are you? Are you an artist?
Right.
All right, you be the best artist you fucking can. Fuck what anybody says.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a musician?
And you know what? With my upbringing, I had a really hard time grasping that until I started looking into it myself, and I'm like, holy crap, this is true. That they're not, Satanists don't actually believe in and worship Satan.
No,
they don't believe in Satan. They don't believe in God either. So,
they believe in you.
Why call
like
themselves
the person? Like, dude, make you the best you can be.
Well, like on the last podcast on the left, one of them is a Satanist, and at the end of each episode, he'll be like, "Hail Satan," and then another guy will go, "Hail yourselves," and that's basically another mantra from the Church of Satan.
Exactly.
So I mean, it's. It really, it's just like with my upbringing and everything, I kind of had a hard time wrapping my head around that and everything. But, just be like, it's just, to me, it was like, I'm a Christian, but I don't believe in God. That'd be like one of those, it worked in my brain the same way you get some of these vegans saying that they're vegans but they still eat meat.
Yeah. I'm vegan, but I eat fish.
Right.
Dude, you know what? Fish is meat. You're not a vegan. Fuck off.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, yeah, but I had a hard time. But once it was explained to me and everything, I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I'm never gonna get up and I'm never gonna get up and say Hail Satan. That will never happen. But I have a better understanding for it now.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, well, dude, Anton LaVey's Church of Satan was not a bad thing. It was a place for you to go to make yourself better. I mean, okay, yes, it was like a really weird, ridiculous sex cult at the same time. But, dude, they were just trying... all they want to do was make you better. Like, dude...
Nobody got killed?
Nobody got killed.
Nobody got killed?
Nobody got killed. Nobody died.
Nobody got sacrificed.
I mean, all right.
No babies were sacrificed. No puppies were sacrificed.
Some people might have got it in holes they didn't want, but you know what, dude? Everybody was there for that, so it's all right.
We're definitely going to have to cover the persecution of heavy metal during the Satanic Panic at some point because this feeds right into it.
It does, dude. But yeah, no, I've got you, dude. But yeah, dude, no, the actual Church of Satan under Anton LaVey was not about worshiping the quote devil. It was about making yourself to be the best person you could be.
You know, I'm gonna. We haven't even made it off page 1, and we're 22 minutes.
I know, right, dude? We're really digressing. I'm sorry, dude. My bad. I'll just shut up.
I'm gonna do it a little bit. I was on a. I can't even remember what. It was on some news page and everything. And I don't even remember what the story was, but somehow, you know that screensaver that Roku has with all the like the Titanic sinking and all that stuff, and it's purple and yellow. It's pretty cool, and I still find little things in there that I've never noticed before. I did just the other day, like Forrest Gump's box of chocolate. That's on there too.
Is it really?
I just noticed that the other day.
I'll have to look for that then.
Yeah, it's on the bench. It's on the bench that's right next to the TARDIS.
There's a TARDIS?
But there's a TARDIS on there too. Yes, it's on this.
Oh my God!
I think the TARDIS is in front of the Back to the Future clock tower. You know, the Back to the Future.
And
tower.
This is on the Roku fucking homepage.
On that screensaver, yeah.
Fuck, dude! I'm gonna have to fucking start paying attention, man. Fuck my life, dude. I've never seen any of this shit, bro.
It's full of them, but they're these like glowing eyes and stuff, and the glowing eyes are the Ninja Turtles, and then there's glowing eyes coming out of a trash can. That's freaking Oscar the Grouch. That's got Oscar the Grouch. But there's this woman on this page who's talking about, that whole thing is full of Satanism, satanic imagery. I'm like, what is satanic imagery about that? Like, oh, it's the glowing eyes. Oh, the Titanic sinking. That's not satanic. The glowing eyes are the freaking Ninja Turtles.
Where's the Titanic sinking satanic?
It's not. And she just fires back at me with, "You are clueless." And I'm like, okay, well, and I looked at her age and she was older, and I'm like, okay, you were one of those people, you know, like crucifying metalheads back in the freaking 80s and early 90s, led by Geraldo Rivera, weren't you?
And Tipper Gore.
Yes. And Tipper Gore, yeah. So, and then nothing, crickets. Whenever you blast somebody with fact, you know, they've got nothing for you. So
they just accuse. Oh, you're a
anyway,
Satanist.
But I digress.
You're a liar. No, dude.
Wait, really I mean, there's nothing satanic. There's nothing satanic or even sacrilegious or even remotely religious at all on that screensaver. There's nothing there.
Dude, but you know what, dude?
Just,
because it's flat, though. I bet the flat earthers
the colors.
Love it.
It's yeah, right. it's the colors, because the colors kind of give it like a creepy overtone, you know. And
yep, no, I got you, dude. I'm going back to the screen. Hold on. No, keep talking, though. Keep going.
Well, you got a show to do. You can't sit there and look for the Easter eggs in there while we're doing it.
Keep going, bro. No, dude. See, I don't have that. Dude. I don't have that one anymore, dude. I just got like the islands and the sunset.
Okay. So, anyway.
But I know the one you're talking about.
The band... Okay. Well, I'm sure you can find it. But in the mid-'80s, the band Mayhem formed. And the... Okay, I'm going to murder these names. The first incarnation was Oystein Arasis, and that's Euronymous, the guitarist. Björn Sturvard, a.k.a. Necro Butcher, the bass player.
Dude, you're doing great, man. Keep going.
And then Kajil Mannheim, and he was the original drummer. And they had a singer, and I can't read my own writing on his name, but he doesn't even make the first show. So I mean, it's same thing with Mannheim. He didn't even make their first.
He
show.
went on to do Mannheim Steamroller, right?
Yeah, same
just
guy.
kidding. I don't know, dude. I'm joking. I'm sorry. My bad.
So. They in 1987, there was a label owned by Euronymous, and I'm just going to call them by their stage names throughout the rest of the episode.
Please do, because it's probably easier that way.
Exactly. So they sold out. They made an album, and it sold out. They only made 1,000 copies, and it sold out. So rather than try to do, to like print more, they're just like, okay, fuck it, we're just going to release another album. So at that point in 1988, the original Mannheim, he leaves, and Axel Blomberg, aka Hellhammer, is brought in on the drums.
All right.
And he was a 17-year-old kid. He brings a tape to the audition for Mayhem, and Euronymous goes and he listens to the tape. He's like, "Okay, you're hired. Go get your drums."
Nice.
So, and then they bring in Para Olin, singer,
Okay.
aka Dead.
Oh yes.
And he had also sent in a demo tape, but included in that demo tape was a mouse nailed to a cross.
Dude, why you gotta fuck with mice, dude?
So, don't fuck with mice. Hey, cats fuck with mice.
Mice and cats, dude. Like, why do you gotta nail? Dude, like, dude, seriously, it might as well have been a fucking. Never mind.
Cats fuck with mice. They eat mice.
I know, dude. But you know what? When I was a kid, I also had mice as pets.
Oh God, how do you?
Dude, you know what though, dude? We're not gonna do fucking mice chat with Todd, dude. It's fine, dude. I'm good. It's fine.
Well, you're gonna be pissed off later in the episode because because Dead don't like cats. So, but
oh, God.
So he
no cats, dude. Come on.
So he's mental. Dead is mentally ill. He had a horrible childhood. He was bullied like really badly, and he was like seriously beaten, almost killed, and he was actually pronounced dead.
Oh wow.
And he was actually pronounced dead. I mean, these people beat the living shit out of him, and and as a result of that, because he actually legit did have a near-death experience. Mm-hmm. So, but then that wakes up issues in his head. He has dreams of death and dying, sleep paralysis, and then, then once he auditioned for Mayhem, he joined. Huh?
Well, don't we all have dreams of death and sleep paralysis and all that shit?
Right, but I mean, this could have been spurned by his serious head injury. They bashed his skull in, and he went from he went to the point to where he didn't like talk or anything like that. He was just he just preferred not to talk to you.
So he really had
one of those.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. I'm with you.
Yeah. So the band moved into this abandoned house in the woods, and this is kind of where things,
as you would do,
start to take. Yeah. How do they get electricity?
Right?
An abandoned house,
playing
house
electric
in the woods?
instruments? You need electricity. They probably stole it from the neighbor.
There were no neighbors. It was just out in the woods. It's like I'm picturing. It does look like an old abandoned house, but it's like I've seen pictures of it, but what I think of is the house in Evil Dead.
Oh,
that's what I'm picturing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, when I think about it, it doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like that, but it looks similar enough to where that's the mental image that where my mind goes whenever I think about it.
I got you, dude. I'm on the same page with you. I'm with you, bro. That's a creepy house.
So So he didn't like cats. He would try to fuck with them, but cats, and birds, he would kill the birds, and he would let the birds rot, and then he would put them in a Ziploc bag, and then like take them to a show, and he would snort the dead odor before the show.
Holy shit.
And he never bathed, and he would actually bury his clothes in dirt like a week before a gig just to smell like a corpse.
Wow, dude, he took this shit way too far. But okay.
Yeah, he did. And he was the one that brought the idea of the corpse paint and everything. And he would get up there and he would slash the shit out of his arms and everything on stage. Mm-hmm. And a couple of times he slashed a little too deep. I had to run off stage and like tape his arms up to keep from bleeding out.
Well, accidents happen, I guess.
So they would also do things where they would like buy pig heads and stuff like that, and from butcher shops and everything, and toss them blood and all out into the audience during their shows. Yeah, so kind of like Guar, but real.
Right.
So
like crazy. Yeah.
So they toured through Scandinavia and everything, and they were, by the end of the Scandinavian tour, they were packing places out. I mean, people they had a huge buzz going about them and whatnot, and then they start going into Europe, but in Turkey, which is a Muslim country, a cop pulled the plug on the show.
Oh.
And the band got pissed, and Necro Butcher actually got arrested because they were, because he jumped off the stage and started fighting everybody, and so once he posted bail, they just got the hell out of Dodge.
Right,
and they're like, we're out, and any other dates that they had in Muslim countries was kind of just sorry. Mm-hmm. Go get your refunds. So, at the end of 1990, Dead and Euronymous, they're not seeing eye to eye. They're arguing, and Dead, as I mentioned before, he has like all sorts of these mental issues and everything. And this is the first part where we're gonna start, comparing Lords of Chaos, the movie, with what actually happened.
All right, cool.
This is the first part of it. Now, according to a Necro Butcher, and Necro Butcher loved Dead. Those guys were like really close and everything, and Necro Butcher was like the only one that Dead would talk to. But he said that Dead would sit like alone, depressed, and all that stuff. But Euronymous, now the movie makes Euronymous out to be like kind of this guy with kind of like a little bit of a mean streak, but ultimately he was a good guy and more of like a poser. But
okay. Weird, but okay.
The truth, Euronymous was a freaking dick. I mean, he was like constantly taunting Dead and everything. He was like he would chase him around with a gun, a shotgun and everything.
Right.
And he would actually, kind of, I mean, the movie kind of touches on this for like a split second where it has Euronymous saying it's like, okay, there's a way to end all this. While Dead is just lying on the bed, just like in a daze because his mind is going to hell.
Yeah. Dude, so that's how they tried to play that off in the movie?
Yeah, I mean, it did happen, but they just touched on it like it was a one-time thing in the movie. But it was this was going on all through the tour. This was going on all. I mean, it got to the point to where Dead, when they were at the house,
Mm-hmm.
Dead would just go out and sleep in the freaking woods just because he didn't want to be around Euronymous.
Well,
he would just go out and sleep in the woods.
Yeah, Euronymous was giving him bad information.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Euronymous was a dick. And they also make we'll get to him in Varg. We'll get to that. He had left a suicide note, and that's on August 8th of 1991. The band minus Dead had left Dead alone in the house and everything, and he tries to kill himself by slitting his wrists and his neck, but he had left a suicide note. And the letter, I'm just going to read an excerpt from it, and this is off of Reddit.
Okay.
The famous line, "Excuse the blood, but I have slit my wrist and my neck. It was the intention that I would die in the woods, so I would take a few days before I was possibly found. I belong in the woods, and have always done so. No one will understand the reason for this anyway. To give some semblance of an explanation, I'm not human. This is just a dream, and I will soon awake. It was too cold, and the blood was coagulating all the time. Plus, my new knife was too dull. If I don't succeed in dying to the knife, I will blow the shit out of my skull. Yet I do not know. I left all of my lyrics and let the good times roll. Plus the rest of the money. Whoever finds it gets the fucking thing. As a last salutation, may I present life eternal. Do whatever you want to with the fucking thing." I didn't come up with this now, but 17 years ago, and then the lyrics to Life Eternal were included, and
damn,
a dream of another existence.
I said, damn, man, that dude was fucked up, dude. He had issues.
Yeah, he did. And it's like, a dream of another existence, you wish to die. A dream of another world, you pray for death. To release the soul, one must die. To find peace inside you, you must get eternal. I'm immortal, but am I human? How beautiful is life? How beautiful life is now when my time has come. A human destiny, but nothing human inside. What will be left of me when I'm dead? There was nothing when I lived. What you found was eternal death. No one will ever miss you. Yeah, and that's Life Eternal. Now that, they took those lyrics and they used them. And Life Eternal is on their second album, which I do not have the name for, but it is on Spotify, and I listened to it. And it's just look under Mayhem. It's under their second. It's their second album. The first one was like 93. This one's like 95 or 96, right, or something like that. But I mean I don't know who was singing for the band at that point. Hell, it might have been Euronymous. Who knows? But they, or hell, maybe it was Varg. I don't know who was singing for them at the time when they released their second album. But I mean, the song, it's kind of really deep and everything. It has the slow, and it has this like you were talking about earlier about melodic. It has this riff. It's a hook, like a do 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 do, and that kind of goes along with it and everything. And it's just this really deep and creepy song and everything with this lick on top of it, and it's an earworm. It will get stuck in your head, and it's like, it's not a bad song. It really, for what death metal, it's not. I mean, it was a fitting dirge to Dead. I mean, I think it was, and they used his lyrics, and so they used a lot more than that. So Dead hadn't cut deep enough, so he actually wound up blowing his head off with a shotgun. Euronymous came back from being there, and there's some people that think that he might have kind of set the whole thing up to get everybody out of the house so that Dead would kill himself. So he didn't have his keys. And so he had to climb in through a window and everything, and he found Dead's body dead, and he had literally blown his brains out. So, what's the first thing you do if you find your friend or your bandmate in a suicide, where he blew his freaking head off? You call the police, right?
You take a bunch of pictures of him.
Yep, and he staged the photos around to make the picture better.
I remember this. I do. I remember this vividly. I remember this whole thing as it played out.
Yeah, and then they took the pictures and they put them on a bootleg album. Like somebody had bootleg thing, and they used it for the album cover. It's available online if you want to look at it, and it's very graphic.
It is. It is terrible.
But
don't look at it.
Yeah,
don't go look at it. But I mean, if you're into that kind of weird shit, then you can look it up. You can find it, but please don't.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to find, but I wouldn't. I did just because I'm the one talking about this, but
Yeah, dude, it's horrible. Please don't.
So he gets the band together, and now this album that live album does not show up. It's not listed on Spotify.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's been banned, but whatever, because of that. But whatever, it is what it is.
Right. Well, they could have re-released it with a different album cover, but still, that album.
But that's not their thing, dude.
The album doesn't.
This was our old lead singer, actually with his brains blown out. This is what we're about. Why would they re-release it with a different album cover? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they obviously didn't care about the money.
No, dude. They were all about the image and the fucking fear that. Not fear, but they were just about their image and their fucking rep. And like, dude, those guys are badass, dude. Fuck, man. Their songs suck, but they're fucking badass.
So Euronymous took the pieces of his skull, and he put them on necklaces and everything. And the movie, remember I said that the movie was kind of making, Euronymous out to be like this, basically decent guy with kind of a mean streak. In the movie, it says, "Oh well, those were just chicken bones." But the thing is they're not. Morgan Hackinson of the black metal band Gorgoroth, he has one. Let's just say that he gave them out to those in the black metal community that he deemed worthy, and this guy has one. And let's just say it's the real deal.
Mm-hmm. No, dude. I mean, I get that, dude. So that's got to be like, in that community, that has to be like an honor, dude. Like, dude, this guy killed himself, and I get a piece of his skull. Awesome.
And you know what? But you know what? This guy Morgan Hackinson of Gorgoroth, he probably liked Dead, so it's probably like,
oh, I'm sure he did.
You know what? That's all I have left of him, type of thing. But so he gets the band together. And he says, Dead, our singer, our brother, he did something really cool. He killed himself. And Necro Butcher was pissed, and he's like, oh, well, don't worry, I got all sorts of pictures.
All right.
Yeah, and Necro Butcher winds up quitting the band over the issue.
Why? Because he wasn't there. He wasn't allowed to get his own piece of the fucking corpse.
No, because Dead was his friend.
Oh.
He's like, Euronymous, you're a fucking dick. You've gone too far. Fuck you. And he left. He quit the band. So
really, like dudes at Mayhem, just stopped. That's weird. I can't even fathom that.
No, I mean,
the guys at Mayhem were the most
badass
motherfuckers on the planet, dude. They did all kinds of crazy shit.
But I think that Euronymous, I think that Necro Butcher is in the current lineup of.
Oh, Mayhem. He's back.
I think. Yeah, because there was a in the video that I mentioned about the Lords of Chaos movie versus the metal community. Necro Butcher's in there as a. With the the other people that are in the current lineup.
Oh, so they
And
got all
looked,
the non-killer people back into the band to just play music. Yeah.
Well, people that weren't even there. Yeah, so I think Necrobutcher's the only original member, and unless there was somebody that wasn't present for it, then Mayhem is a three-piece.
Gotcha.
But Euronymous used the suicide as a promo. He said Dead did it to help the band. He said he did it because black metal had become too trendy and too commercial.
Oh, if he could only see it now.
Like he was, yeah, but he was. Euronymous was like I said a minute ago. He was a dick. He was the ringleader. He was the gaslighter. He was a manipulator. He was a wannabe mob boss. He wants chaos, but he's afraid to take the risk himself, so he convinces others to take the risk for him. Like he was all about the church burnings and stuff that we're about to get to.
Right.
But he didn't want to help. He didn't want to do it. He just wanted other people to do it, and he wanted to take. He was like the leader of the scene.
Yeah, he didn't want to get his hands dirty. He just wanted shit to happen.
Right. All he cares about is the notoriety. But he's like, oh well, Dead killed himself because this was getting too big. So he's a freaking hypocrite. He's playing both sides of the coin, and all he cares about is the notoriety of the thing.
Right.
So Mayhem now is just Euronymous and Hellhammer because Necrobutcher quit, and he actually later on he had planned he was gonna kill Euronymous but spoiler alert, Varg beat him to it. So it's just like this might not have been about like black metal and burning down churches and driving out Christianity and all that stuff. It might have just been because like the whole band of Mayhem was probably not even 400 pounds. Like they're freaking cold.
Right, dude. I think they were just fucking. Dude, seriously, I think they were just like whatever, dude. They just wanted to start some shit to be badasses.
No, I think Varg actually did believe, and we're gonna get to him right now.
No, Varg did, dude. Varg is a twisted piece of shit. So let's talk about him for a minute.
Yeah, so Varg Bickerness, and his stage name is Count Grishnack, and who was an orc in Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
He brings him in on bass. He brings Varg in on bass, and there's this whole scene in the movie about Varg wanting to hook up, and like hang out and be cool with with these black metal guys, and he had a Scorpions patch on his vest.
Oh no!
And Euronymous is like no, get the fuck away from me, Scorpions. So then, he goes through this whole identity crisis. But the thing is, before Varg had even met, and the movie portrays this as Varg like taking that and going and recording like a one-man black metal album, and then taking it back as like, okay, see what I can do, and Euronymous loved it. That's not what happened. He already had the damn album. And I really don't think that he had a Scorpions patch on his vest.
Yeah, probably not.
So but Varg had released an album where he was the only person. He did everything on the album. He played the bass, he played the drums, he played the guitar, he did the lead vocals, and any other noise that needed to be on there. And his aim for that album was for it to sound like the absolute worst that it could possibly do. And that album, his solo project is called Burzum, Burzum, and every album that he released is on Spotify. And I went and I listened. And his first album, it is absolutely offensive to listen to. Yeah, it is. I mean,
dude, is it as bad as the first fucking Foo Fighters record? Because Dave Grohl played drums, guitar, bass, and sang on the first Foo Fighters record. So is it as bad as that? Yeah. That's not even in the same category. So forget I said that because I just digressed. Moving on.
I don't know. I mean, I know that's why I'm like, what the hell? Well, shit, you know somebody else who released an album on their own where they did everything, and it's something, that album sounds better like that, and I'm talking about mine. I did it too.
Yes, I know. I know you did.
But the thing is back then it was kind of unheard of for somebody to just release an entire album like that and everything, because of the fact that it was so hard to get the studio quality sound. Well, he didn't give a shit about that. He just wanted it to sound like shit. So he's like making us like a makeshift recording system where it's like he recorded something on one tape. This is how I envision he did it, because I did it one time when I was a teenager. Recorded something on one tape, then play it on something else, then record it into another one, so you're effectively mixing it.
Oh yeah, dude. He probably had like a 4-track, and he was just bouncing tracks, dude.
No, he didn't. He didn't have a track. He didn't have a 4-track. He didn't want a 4-track. It was too expensive. He didn't give a shit. And it's just like he's using like an amplifier with the speaker blown out of it and everything, and it just sounds.
Really, he didn't record like a 4-track cassette thing and just bounce.
Hey, that's what.
Because I've done that.
He didn't have the money to do that.
Dude, they weren't even that expensive back then.
He didn't have the money to do it.
90s, those things were like $300. I mean, I'm sure he could have burned down a church and got money to do that. Oh wait, he hasn't done that yet.
Like rob the.
Sorry, I skipped ahead. My bad. Spoiler alert.
But if you go back and listen to his like the later albums that he's put out, like since he got released from prison, it's not black metal. Yeah, they don't have life in prison.
Dude, he's out
in Norway. So, yeah, he's out. He's been out for years. He only did like 16 years, and we'll get to that. But his new stuff, his latest stuff, is not black metal.
All right,
it's kind of like experimental, psychedelic. You know, I mean, it's not what you would expect from somebody who is one of the most infamous people in heavy metal history.
Right. So he went a little weird. All right, that's cool. No, I can get that. I can get into that.
It's worth a listen. It really is. I mean, it really is.
I mean, dude, if he wasn't a piece of shit, that never mind. We won't.
Well, that's why I listen. That's why I listen to him on Spotify. Yeah, the listens that I did are going to get him a half a cent. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, then fuck, I'm going to listen to it. He's going to have a whole penny by the time I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like he really starts. I only listened to the first album, just because I listened to some black metal and doing the research for this stuff, and that's how but I'm like, okay, I got to listen to Burzum too. So I listened to his first album. I'm like, ugh, yuck. So I listened to so I'm like, okay, let's find out what the latest thing. His latest album was released in 2020, and under Burzum, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. It's actually kind of cool, And then I listened to the second album, or the next latest album that he did. I think it might have been, I don't know when it was. It might have been 2016, 2018, something like that. But I listened to that. And I'm like, okay, this is. I kind of see a progression of how this led into the album that he just did, in 2020. So I went. So it's like there really is. I went back to the third most recent album, and I did not listen to like every single song of these. I was just kind of skimming through them, So it went. I'm like, okay, you can actually see a progression between the three albums. I mean, the dude was a gifted musician. That's the point that I'm making. He was a gifted musician, and he proves it on his later stuff.
This is too bad he's a fucking psycho killer.
Yeah, I don't think he liked the Talking Heads, though.
Well, not psycho killer, qu'est-ce qu'il say, but just I mean, dude, I seen his trial, dude. He just sat there and smiled when he was handed fucking life in prison, dude.
Well, on some of these documentaries, he's in there and everything, and he's just talking. He's just talking. I mean, he's already done his time and been released and everything.
He that's fine.
Yeah, he can say whatever the hell he. Yeah, but
dude, I seen like videos of his trial, dude, and when they handed him fucking life in prison for killing people. I know I'm skipping ahead, and I apologize. I'm skipping ahead. My bad.
That's all right.
But dude, he just fucking smiled, dude. That fucking little smug little bastard just sat there and smiled.
Oh yeah.
Like he didn't give a shit because he's like, fuck it, I'll die. I don't care.
Okay, well, yeah, this is kind of crazy because I got an email. Apparently, I don't know, somebody I know or somebody you know knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows this person.
All right, dude.
And I got an email.
Dude, that sounds like my Facebook page.
It could be, or mine. But Burzum with Varg, he was not the only black metal person to actually release, his own music where he's like literally doing everything. Basically a solo musician, a solo artist.
Mm-hmm.
He was Varg with Burzum wasn't the only one. Apparently, there's this guy. His name. I'm hoping this is a stage name, but his name is Flaccid Jizzless. Flaccid Jizzless.
Dude, that has to be a joke, right?
That's what I have, and it gets better. He's a solo. So this is what is in the email: a solo black metal tambourine man.
Black metal tambourine.
So he's all
right.
But yeah, so he released an album of black metal. The album was called Black Death and Satan's Jockstrap.
I love it.
And it's vocals and tambourine only. Yeah, he said in his email to me, he says he is like, and I'm just picturing. Maybe we could get him in for an interview at some point, but I'm just going to do my best Norwegian accent. It's like, I don't believe in guitar, bass, and drums and keyboards. The tambourine is the only instrument that is in. That's more Romanian.
Yeah, dude, you're a little Dracula sound in there, but it's a good try.
Okay, but yeah, he believed that you could actually get every emotion that you wanted with a tambourine. You could do it with a tambourine and not have to waste time with like other musicians. I'm like, okay, all right, whatever.
All right, done.
But apparently back in the day, back in the early 90s, when all this shit was going down, Flaccid Jizzless challenged Varg to a battle of the one man bands of him versus Burzum. And apparently Varg had agreed, but was arrested before it could happen. Now, he sent 2 tracks. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to play the first track now, and then we'll play the second track at as the outro for this episode.
All right,
listen to him, and you know what? He's kind of got a point. I mean, we're going to play the first one now, and this is now. Keep in mind, it's not in English; it's all in Norwegian, or whatever that language is called.
It's in black metal, fucking screamy garble.
No, but the music, the lyrics themselves, they're not English.
Yes.
So, but this first song, and it's called "I Made the Devil Do It."
All right, then let it rip.
It's a nice slow grind, and here we go. And we're back. What'd you think about our new friend Flaccid Jizzless there?
That was interesting. Guy can play some tambourine, man, dude. He had some like blast beats going on the tambourine, but that's fucking badass.
Oh, what do you hear the second song? I mean, the second song, "Evil is Satan's Lollipop."
Oh yeah.
That one's like really fast. So
like real blast beats.
I think. Yeah, like you know, I think
that guy can play the shit out of tambourine, man. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, he can. I think that I Made the Devil Do It. I think that was the better of the two songs. So that's why I'm like, okay, well, let's play that one in the episode, and then we'll close with the other one.
Right, we'll say that one later. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So in 1991, Euronymous, he opens his record store, Helvet. It was financed by his mom and also his record label. And all the black metal musicians would hang out there. And some even lived there. The drummer for the band, Emperor Faust, that was his name. That was his stage name. He lived and worked there. Yeah, he had a cot line, like set up underneath the freaking checkout counter.
Oh, wow.
So...
living the dream, he was.
Yeah. He had... Yeah, I'm really picturing this place because it's like a lot of people would live there. It's kind of like transient and all this stuff. I'm kind of picturing the cleanliness aspect of it to be like kind of like Marino's Speakeasy.
Right. Yes. I totally get that, dude. And it's probably the way it was. That's probably totally the way it was.
Yeah. Because I seriously doubt that a storefront had it had a bathroom, but I doubt it had a shower.
Right. Probably not. And I'm sure it was barely a bathroom, to be honest.
Right. Kind of like Marino's Speakeasy. And for those who don't know what we're talking about, if you're just now finding us with this episode, Marino's Speakeasy is episode 1, Michael Malloy, and that is definitely a must listen.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Most insane story you've ever heard.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, dude, that was one I wasn't allowed to fucking like research or nothing, dude. So I was totally in the dark about it, and my mind was blown.
Mm-hmm. So
it's that kind of story. So
yeah, it was awesome. But Faust had moved to Oslo from Lillehammer because he had killed a man. He had killed a gay man who made a pass at him. And the depiction, the recreation of that scene in the Lords of Chaos movie, it's like really cheesy. It has him like wearing all of his like black leather jacket and black pants and all that stuff with his hair down and everything, and looking grubby and all that stuff. And it has this boomer looking guy, walking up to him and he's just like, "I know who you are.
Oh no!
I used to be you." Yeah, had it like really really cheese cornball going at it and everything, and there's footage of when this guy was found.
Mm-hmm.
And there's pictures and everything, and they might have done a decent job of casting the guy, but I really don't think it happened like that. I mean, this is the only time gay people come up in this entire story.
Right.
It's just like they didn't. I don't think that these people had a problem with gay people. I really don't.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know, dude.
So it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if maybe this gay guy who propositioned him, what if he didn't try to proposition him? What if he tried to sexually assault him?
Yeah, it could be that.
And the whole thing was self-defense. That was my thought, because it's just like the only time gay comes up is this entire story is this.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
So I really don't.
Maybe that guy did try to fucking assault him. I don't know. Wasn't there?
Could be. I mean, he only weighed 110 pounds and 6'3".
What? 110 pounds and 6'3", dude. That guy's a toothpick.
Exactly. All of these black metal musicians were toothpicks.
Dude, 110 pounds? Really? Or are you just making that shit up?
Oh. No, I'm not. Okay, I don't know exactly, but they were all like skinny as shit. Okay.
So, all right.
Okay.
So we're
maybe
100.
Here.
That's fine.
180 pounds. 180 pounds. There we go. 6'3", 180
dude,
pounds. Is that better?
Dude. That's still skinny as fuck.
I know
man.
It's skinny. Hell, when I was 19, I'm 6'4", and when I was 19, I weighed 190.
Yeah, you were skinny as fuck then, dude. I remember you back then,
yeah.
bro.
Thunder Midget used to say, it's like, okay, if you lost any weight, you'd fall through your asshole and hang yourself.
Yes. You have to jump around in the shower just to get wet.
Yeah. He said that too, and you probably said that to me as well.
Yep. Fairly certain I said that at least once.
Now I've filled into my height. I'm not overweight. I'm 6'4", 220.
Yeah, you're decent. You're a good size, dude. You're fine.
Yep. And, you know. Anyway, Varg grew up privileged. Yeah. Varg grew up privileged, yet he wound up becoming an extremist and all that stuff. He and his friends shot up a McDonald's when he was 10 years old. Now it doesn't say whether it was pellet guns or rifles. It doesn't say.
Like BB guns or real guns, but they did it, dude. At 10, dude, that's fucked up.
Yeah, even if it was a BB gun. But shit, I mean, look at how skinny they were. I mean, maybe it could have been. Yeah, they got heartburn really bad and got pissed off and like, you know what? Thank you. Oh God, right. McDonald's is the worst. Maybe they went in. No, hold on. No, okay, 10-year-olds a lot less likely to get heartburn than we are. So
they probably didn't have the toy and a Happy Meal they wanted, so they fucking shut the place up.
That or
just saying,
the ice cream machine was broken.
Dude, the McDonald's ice cream machine is always broken, man.
I know.
I think they just didn't have the Happy Meal toy they wanted, so they went back in there with BB guns and shut the place up. But whatever, it's 10-year-olds. 10-year-olds do stupid shit. I did stupid shit when I was 10. I know you did, and I know everybody did.
I actually got shot with a BB gun when I was 10.
We all did dumb shit when we were 10. I mean, most of us did not go shoot up a McDonald's, but yeah, no. I mean, we did stupid shit.
So he started obtaining actual weapons as a teen for World War III.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so he became a... Yeah, here we go. He grew up listening to classical music, and then, but around 12 or 13 or so, he started listening to heavy metal, and the bands that are listed are like Iron Maiden, Creator, and of course, Venom. Black Sabbath.
Of course, Black Sabbath, dude.
But, every metalhead. I don't think there's any metalhead out there that would say I don't like Black Sabbath.
No, not at all. No. Everybody loves Black Sabbath. I mean,
they might not be your major thing. You might not be a huge fan of them, but you like some of their stuff.
Absolutely.
So he begins playing guitar at 14. He joins his band at his first band at 17 years old. In 1990, he begins his solo album with mythology-themed lyrics, like Lord of the Rings themes and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. This was Burzum. He also developed hatred for Judaism and Christianity, as a lot of the churches, he was like really like latching onto his Norse heritage at that point, his Viking heritage and whatnot.
Right on.
And a lot of the churches that were there, or that still are there, were built on like Norse holy ground. I mean, you would have like a history. There would be like a church that was that standing there that had been built on a conquered land and all that stuff, and then they took down the Norse worship site and everything and replaced it with a stone cross.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But the thing is it's just like every square inch of the earth has been conquered at least 10 times.
Well, yeah. I mean,
whether it's tribal wars or whatever, it's just like, we're not going to go there. But
everybody knows what we're talking about, though.
Mm-hmm. Now, he wanted his first album to sound like total shit, like we already kind of covered.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think that Flaccid Jizzless album sounds better than Burzum or Varg's first solo album.
Yeah, well, dude, Flaccid fucking rocks that tambourine, bro.
Yeah, he did. Now, I'd like to see a freaking show between Flaccid and the Shags.
Interesting.
Because I'm not saying like he does a set, then they do a set. I'm saying that he joins them on stage.
Yes.
Because with his mastery of the freaking tambourine,
mm-hmm.
he could really help their drummer out. I think you know who I'm talking about, right?
I do. Yes, I agree.
The Shags.
Yes, I totally agree.
Yeah. Just don't let him near a microphone.
No, let's not do that. So that cat's got that dude. That cat's got that dude. That Flaccid guy, dude. He can't sing for shit, but he's got his timing down with that tambourine, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He fucking rocks
I'd like
that
to see him
tambourine,
behind a drum
bro.
kit. I'd like to see him behind a drum kit. No, he might not be able to coordinate his feet with his hands like that.
Yeah, I don't know about a drum kit, but dude, he can rock that tambourine.
Yeah, that's kind of like a problem that a lot of guitar players have.
Yes.
Yeah, they why they can't play drums. Like yours truly.
Or yours truly here.
Yeah, I'd love to learn how to play drums.
I can play every other instrument in the world, dude. Drums just fucking eludes me, dude. I can play any stringed instrument you hand me. I can play it.
Yeah, same here, and I can fake it on a keyboard.
Yeah, and I can do keyboards all right, but yeah, dude, I can't. Dude, drums just that whole like all four limbs have to be doing something different all at once. It's just
I know
it baffles me, dude. My brain, I can't wrap my head around it.
Yep. So Varg begins hanging at the record store Helvita with Euronymous and the other black metal bands. Varg stayed there. He actually lived there for a while, and Euronymous had Varg fill in on bass for him. Euronymous wanted to push black metal in a new direction. He wanted to go extreme, and he wanted to go. He wanted like a crime ring with him in charge. Kind of like The Godfather. I mean, this guy Euronymous, he'd probably watched those Godfather movies a little too much.
Right, got a little carried away.
Yeah, but the thing is, Vito Corleone did kill people, and so did Michael.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so, they did.
Speaking of which, have you watched The Offer yet?
I have not.
That's all I'm going to say.
I've been meaning to,
Watch
but
it.
I haven't yet.
That series is every bit as good as the movies, and I am not even exaggerating. I'm serious. That movie, that series, I put it right up there with the movies.
Well,
and in fact, the series is probably better than Godfather 3.
Well, dude, okay, we can all agree that Godfather 3 is the worst movie in that fucking series.
It is, but it doesn't suck though.
No, it didn't suck.
The weakest movie of the three, but it didn't suck.
Two.
Right. So Varg tells Euronymous to man up. Euronymous is saying he wants to push Christianity out of Norway, and Varg tells him like, okay, do it, go do it, bitch.
Stop
like
talking.
he wanted to do.
Stop talking.
Yeah,
and fucking
like
do it.
stop talking and do it. A little less talk and a lot more action. Oh my God! Did I just put country into a black metal episode?
You did.
I did.
And it's fine because it fit.
And it's going to stay in too.
Yeah, it's fine. 'Cause it fit,
Yeah.
dude. It's perfect.
Little less talk and corpse paint, a lot more church burning.
All right.
Oh my
that
God.
part's not staying in there. The part before it is going to stay, but not that part. You ruined it.
No, I'm leaving that in. Okay, no, I'll cut that out. I figure I'll edit this one since you got your hands full with the other one.
All right, brother.
I'll edit this one. So, yeah, and Euronymous wanted to do it, but, excuse me, okay, I'm just going to restart. Varg wanted to do it, but he wanted Euronymous. Here we go.
Deep breath, brother. You got it.
Varg wanted to do it, but he wanted Euronymous to be in on it. You know, he wanted to make sure that Euronymous was real, and that's why earlier I said that Varg is probably was real. As far as he was concerned, he was real. He was committed to his cause.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, no, totally. I agree.
So it was actually Varg's idea to start burning the churches. Varg came up with that, and he, like I said before, he wanted to punish Christianity, and whitewashing all the other cultures out of history, which I said it's been every square inch of this planet has been conquered at least 10 times.
Yes.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
But it just brings up a question: why do the Norwegian churches burn?
Because they were made out of wood.
So they weigh the same as
A duck. A
And
very
they
small
float on
rock.
water?
Very small rocks.
and they float on water.
Yes,
and
they float on
therefore
water, and therefore they're witches, so they burn.
a witch.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
No, dude, I knew where you were going
Because
with it, dude. I was trying to come up. I was trying to go along with you, but
But I mean, they all of those old, all of those churches and everything, they were all built out of wood. So, which is crazy when you think about it, because some of them had been around there for a very, very, very long time. It's like, okay, what did they? Well, I guess the cold kept the termites out.
yeah, dude, I don't think there's termites in Norway, dude. I think it's just too cold for that shit. I don't think those bugs can handle that crap.
Could be.
But I don't know, dude.
But-
what the fuck do I know?
Yeah, his whole thing was like, okay, Christians, like I said before, Christians would destroy the Norse churches and everything and put up stone crosses in their place. Yeah, and if you really want to see a lot, about this and everything, there's two TV series that I think they're both on Netflix, Vikings and The Last Kingdom.
Yeah.
I mean, they really go into detail about how all of that stuff happened, about what Varg was talking about, about how the Christians basically assimilated the Vikings and everything, and how both of those TV series are really, really good. I mean, I definitely recommend them, but especially Vikings. Have you seen any of those?
I started watching Vikings, I think. Is Vikings the one with Ragnar?
Yep.
The guy that thought he was descended from Odin?
Yeah. And
Yeah, I started
Yeah,
watching that one, and I made it through like maybe one season of that.
man, I've watched the entire thing, and they just came out with like a prequel to it as well. It's really good.
Is that the Northman?
Like season.
Or
No,
whatever?
the Norseman is a spoof.
No, the Northman.
there's
It's
a-
called the Northman. It's not the Northman. It's the Northman.
Oh, there's a movie that I haven't seen
is
yet.
that might be a movie then. I don't know, dude.
It's about that, but there's also a series that is it's Leif Erikson.
Mm-hmm.
It's a prequel to the Vikings series. It's a prequel.
Oh, okay.
So, or maybe it's a sequel. I'm not sure.
Oh,
yeah, it's a sequel. It's a sequel. It's a sequel. My bad. But anyway, the first church that they burned was built in 1150.
Oh my!
And it was built of wood. So I mean, it probably wasn't the original wood. They probably like cycle out one section at a time, like every 10 or 20 years or something. That'd be my guess.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, dude, that shit was like fucking like, what is it? 800 years old, 900 years old at that time. 800 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it went up like a freaking, I mean, he doused the outside of it with, like the land, the grass and everything around it. He doused that with that, with it. He doused the building itself and everything, and he just lit a match, and the whole thing, boom. June 6, 1992. That was the day that the Vikings invaded England for the very first time. So to signify that date, Varg burns another church to the ground, and he takes photos of it, and that became the cover of a Burkham album.
Okay. But I'm pretty sure the Vikings didn't invade England in 1992. I'm pretty sure they did that way earlier.
No, it was June 6th of whatever year it was. But
in 1992, that's when Varg burned the church down.
Right.
Right on.
So, but I mean, his photos and everything became, I mean, his photos, his Burzum album cover wasn't the only one. It's like other bands used his photo of that church burning for their album covers.
Well, of course.
Now, Oscar, the band Oscar,
mm-hmm.
They have an album called Ashes, which uses the picture.
Fucking pussies, dude. Burn down your own church and take a picture of it.
Right? So Varg tells everybody at the record store about what he had done, and he becomes a star and everything. Everybody loves him. Everybody loves him. And Euronymous, he tries to capitalize it by he's like, go do more. Go do another church. Go do another one. And he's trying to work it. He's trying to do he's trying to be Vito Corleone, except burning churches instead of like killing rival gang leaders. Mm-hmm. So they did. And one time, at the behest of Varg, Euronymous actually went with him, but Varg and Faust were the ones who actually did it, and Euronymous just sat there and watched. Yeah, and Varg called him out on taking Cran. God damn it!
It's all right, brother. Take a deep breath. We're good.
So Euronymous took credit for the church burning, and Varg actually called him out on it and everything. Yeah, and so between June of 92 and January of 93, 7 more churches were burned. One was on Christmas Eve of 1992.
Okay.
So some were copycats, just teenagers.
Yeah.
And everything. Just trying to be cool.
Yeah.
But the copycats, they graffitied. It's just like they would just throw a Molotov cocktail into the window and stuff. It would do some damage. It would do some vandalism. There'd be like satanic messages and graffiti and stuff and all that stuff.
Right, they were doing bullshit.
But those buildings weren't completely burned down. The ones done by Varg, by Faust, and by other I guess we can call them cultists at this point, can't we?
I think so, because it is kind of cultish.
Mm-hmm. So the ones that were done by the cultists, by the black metal cultists, I'm not going to call black metal a cult because it isn't. We'll just call them black metal cultists.
Yeah.
How about that?
Well, we'll call these people that are involved in this story cults because, it pretty much was.
Yeah, they were, and it was more of like cult of personality. It's like if you're going to compare it to any other cult and everything, I'd compare it more to NXIVM than any of the others, but just for the fact there's no religious aspect to NXIVM other than it's just like. But this is only a very small amount of people that were actually doing this shit. Mm. Anyway, the media blamed Satanists. That's the narrative they ran with. So the satanic panic was worldwide.
Oh yeah, of course.
But they weren't.
It had to be.
Yeah, but it did. Kind of like COVID.
Let's not go there.
Yeah. So they're. Hey, I've had COVID, so I'm allowed to talk about it. So, anyway,
no, I get that, yeah.
So word was getting around, and Varg was actually brought into questioning, and Varg thinks that Euronymous was the one who had told the police that Varg had done it. Yeah, because Euronymous runs his mouth, and Varg is the one that actually does it. So he has a suspicion about that. So Euronymous is threatened by Varg and everything, so Varg tries to get rid of him. Or, excuse me. Euronymous is... We are not doing two parts on this.
No, we are not. Get it together, bro. We got this.
Euronymous, he's threatened by Varg, so he tries to get rid of Varg. So, yeah, and part of the reason why he says this, but Varg thinks this is because Varg was arrested at a Burzum show where he actually had musicians backing him up.
Mm-hmm.
But he used the stage name of Count GRISHNACK, not his real name. But when the police showed up there to arrest him, they were there to arrest Varg Vikernes. And Varg kind of kept his regular identity kind of quiet,
Oh yeah.
So where else would that have come from? And it could have only come from Euronymous. I mean, Euronymous...
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So, in 1993, a newspaper does a story about black metal, and Varg was interviewed. He admits to the burning, but he had threatened the reporters, okay, if you call the cops, you're going to be killed. And he's, of course, doing this under the name, Varg, or under the name Count GRISHNACK.
Mm.
And the article puts the satanic angle as their main motivation for the fact and everything. And there's a photo of Varg. He's in a witchy lair with makeshift swords and everything. It was all theatrics, cheesy ones at that. But the Lords of Chaos portrayal of it was like him sitting on he's got a satanic banner up. He's got a witch, a pagan banner up and everything, and he's got a Nazi thing. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier about them portraying Varg to be the the total idiot, the total poser and everything, that just evil asshole,
Yeah, right.
And the movie really makes him out to be like a total idiot in this point, and Varg really isn't an idiot. I mean, he was an idiot for deciding that he had to kill his rival. Spoiler alert. But
right.
but I mean, it's just so in the movie, the reporter goes in and he's like, oh, you're a Satanist, you're a pagan, and you're a Nazi. And in the movie, Varg goes, they're all connected.
It's all connected.
Yeah, and that's not simple. That's not how it happened. you know, that this movie took a hell of a lot of creative liberties. They picked their hero and they picked their villain, and they ran with it. You know, their hero, their tragic hero was Euronymous, and the fact of the matter is, there's no heroes in this story.
No, they're all assholes.
You know, there's no heroes in this story. They're all assholes, and the only one that's not an asshole, and you know, the tragic aspect of it was dead.
Yeah,
you know, he's the real victim of this, because he didn't do any fucking thing. He was fucked in the head, sure, but he didn't burn a church. He didn't kill anybody. He didn't fuck with anybody. He just wanted to be left alone and do his own damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did he need help? Absolutely, he needed help. But I mean, he didn't do anything. If there's anything like a hero in the story, it's dead.
I agree, because he did nothing.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. And you know what? If it hadn't been for his antics on stage, you know, like gutting himself and stuff like that, Mayhem doesn't become the pariah, the like famous pariah that they became.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. I agree. And,
but Euronymous is like, okay.
Then they find the other people that just want to burn churches and like kill people and whatever. But hey.
Yeah, I don't think I would have liked Euronymous. I mean, I don't think I would have liked any of them,
to be honest with you. That's just not my thing. But
yeah, I know, and I don't like surrounding myself around people that just like, you know, just all they want to. I don't like Debbie Downers.
Yes,
and exactly. It seems like everybody in this crew, they were all Debbie Downers. Mm-hmm. You know,
exactly,
all of them.
Yeah, dude, they just wanted to fucking do shit just because they could. In my opinion, I mean, dude, that's what I think. From there, I mean, we were both alive when all this shit was happening, right? So, dude, it's like, dude, I just think,
and we didn't find out about it until years later.
Could, yeah, you know what I mean, no, dude.
We didn't find out about it.
Could. Yeah, dude, because we live in America, dude. We live in Florida, man. Florida's the last place that finds out about anything.
Unless it happens in Florida, then the entire fucking world finds out within a matter of 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, you know, but you know, dude, like crap, dude. Yeah, we didn't find out about it because we live in America's wang, dude, and we're the last ones to find out about anything.
So many of the Varg interviews, Varg tries to come off as like a scary boogeyman. He even says that he would rather be in an actual dungeon than in a jail. Mm-hmm. And you know, he ran his mouth as much as Euronymous, but you know, we don't really know if it was an act or not, because of the fact that his, you know, it's just like his later interviews, like after, you know, post prison and everything, he's just like, yeah, all matter of fact and everything and blah blah blah. He's not trying to be cryptic and everything. So it's just like, okay, which Varg are we getting now? Are we getting the one that's, you know, are we getting the real Varg now who was just putting up an act before? Or was this who he was before, and he's just like, you know, after
he got caught up in it. He got caught up in it.
Right. And it could have been. I mean, and Varg was a fucking piece of shit too, and you know what? He still is.
He totally was.
So, but while he was in prison, more churches burned, and Faust did a few of them, and copycats did another. Yes. You know, like others and everything, and but the thing about it is, like, you know, you had a Euronymous going, you know, his Euronymous' flunkies and everything. They were still doing it. It's like the Euronymous' cult was, you know, like kind of still in the works and everything.
Yeah.
Even after Euronymous died.
Mm-hmm.
So the media still pushing the Satanist, you know, like everybody who is into black metal, they're all Satanists. But there's literally nothing there. I mean, it was all steered that way because of, Euronymous playing his godfather role and trying to sensationalize it and everything. He was just using Satanism as a way to hype the thing up and everything.
Yeah.
Euronymous should have been a fucking reporter,
right?
Because he would have been perfect for today.
Yeah, no shit, right, dude? Today is so fucked up, dude. But yeah, no, you're right.
So Varg is in jail, and he's telling everyone who will listen that they don't actually believe in God or Satan, like we talked about at the beginning of this episode. Black metal is becoming more popular and everything, and now bands were popping up all over the place, like happens with every freaking scene. That happens everywhere. There's a scene where something new emerges. But Euronymous was the leader, and at this point in prison and everything, Varg is losing his mind because of everything that Euronymous is doing.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, and that leads me to really think that Varg actually believed in everything that he was doing.
Oh, I know he did, dude.
Yeah, because
at his trial, dude, when he was convicted of all the shit that he did, dude, he just smiled, dude. He didn't give a shit, dude. He's like, yeah, dude, the judge's like, dude, I sentenced you to life or whatever he got, dude. Dude, and he just smiled, dude. Well, he didn't care.
A life sentence in Norway is 21 years.
Yeah. Well, he got out for good behavior, I guess, but you know what I mean.
Right.
Dude, he just smiled, man. He just fucking smiled, dude. It's like, dude, this means nothing to me.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't give a shit. I mean, he really was the real fucking deal. Varg was. Euronymous was not, and it's just, he was like telling everybody that Dad had killed himself because black metal was getting too mainstream. Mm-hmm. This is according to Euronymous. But you know what? What he's doing now by trying to latch Satanism onto it and everything like that, he's trying to do notoriety. He totally flip-flopped.
Of course. Yeah, totally. Dude, well, he's got to be out there somehow.
Yeah, it's just he's a freaking narcissist. He's a gaslighter. He's a manipulator, like I said earlier. I mean, that's what he is. And the movie Lords of Chaos doesn't portray him that way. In fact, and we're going to get to, like, when Euronymous dies, we're going to get to how Lords of Chaos portrays that, which is just fucking ridiculous. And and I know I had told you a couple weeks ago when we first started talking about doing this episode that that movie was worth a watch.
Mm-hmm.
I recant that. Because I hadn't done my fucking research. Now I've done my research and everything, and that movie was just like any other fucking movie. Mm-hmm. It's just like anything Hollywood gets their fucking hands on. It's turned to fucking shit.
Dude, I found that movie. I found that movie on Amazon. I'm like, dude, I'm not paying $2.99 to rent this movie to watch it. I'm not doing it. I wasn't going to do it.
Well, I did.
I know you told me to.
I did,
and
but
I should have in preparation for this.
I watched it.
I didn't.
I watched it. I watched it. I watched it a couple years ago. It wasn't like it's just when I started researching this, I'm like, okay, I've seen this movie, and then I start looking into, it's just like this movie comes up and it comes up in a bad way, and all that stuff.
Right.
So I was just like, the more research I did, I was like, okay, this movie completely got it wrong.
Well, of course, dude. It's got Macaulay Culkin's little brother in it.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Michael Bay. It's kind of like how Michael Bay missed the mark when he made Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
I had to throw a freaking Team America reference in there.
No, I got it. I got you, dude. And you're totally right, dude. Because, dude, that movie Pearl Harbor was good, but not accurate. Dude, it's like I love Braveheart, dude. Braveheart's a great fucking movie, but it's not accurate.
Yeah, but it ain't accurate.
It's not accurate one bit. But I love that movie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But...
Hashtag, but I digress.
So, Varg was released from jail. He hadn't been, it's just like we're kind of going back and forth with just, it just flows better the way that I did it.
Yeah.
So Varg's released from jail. I mean, he was in jail, and he hadn't been, he had basically been found, he wasn't found not guilty and everything, but he was released because they didn't have anything that they could, like, seriously pin him with at that point. So he went around saying, I was found not guilty. He didn't say anything about, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was just like, I was found not guilty. So, at that point, he has a huge falling out with Euronymous. Varg insists that the goal of the church burning was to drive Christianity out of Norway, and he actually hated Euronymous for pretending to be a Satanist and everything. And they both start scheming each other's demise at that point.
Here we go. Now it's getting interesting.
Now we're getting it. So Varg says, and he got a phone call from another Mayhem band member saying that, this is what Varg says. Euronymous was planning on kidnapping him with an electroshock pistol, which is a taser.
Yeah, stun gun.
Yeah, to take him out in the woods and then make a snuff film of him with him torturing and killing Varg.
Oh, interesting.
So he decides to,
focus, dude. You got this, dude.
Wait a minute. I just can't. I'm trying to decipher my own writing. So Varg decides to beat Euronymous to the punch and try to kill him first. But he said that he was told this by one of Euronymous' own friends. So he's gonna beat Euronymous to the punch. But this friend has, this conversation hasn't been confirmed.
Okay.
So Euronymous wanted Varg to meet him at his apartment to sign his recording contract, but he was, but Varg agrees to, and he goes to Oslo. At this point, he lives like 5 hours away. So he got there at 3 a.m. and Euronymous was asleep, and Varg calls him. Yeah, he wakes him up. Euronymous answers. And he's like in his underwear, and he lets Varg in. He says that Euronymous panicked and attacked Varg after Varg was like discussing stuff over his record contract, and because Euronymous had a label too.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So it, in his story, he says that the whole thing about the record contract and everything was just a way to bait him to get there, from making him to drive 5 hours.
All right.
But he still wanted to sign the damn recording contract.
Yeah.
So he says that, Euronymous panicked, and then he attacked Varg, and then, he retaliated and threw Euronymous to the ground. Yeah, at that point they had knocked over a lamp and everything, and he had thrown Euronymous to the ground a couple of more times, and he got cut up and everything, but from shards of glass from the lamp. Okay. And so Euronymous gets up and he runs to the kitchen looking for a knife. He couldn't find one, so Varg pulls his own knife, and he prevents him from getting a knife. But then he tried to go into a room to get a shotgun, and the same shotgun that Dead used to kill himself. But instead, he ran he ran into the living room, and yeah, God, hold on,
You're all right, bro. Come on.
I got a lot of arrows. No, I'm not. The wheels aren't falling off. I've got a lot of arrows here.
I know, bro. I'm just saying. It's all good.
But instead, he ran into the hallway. You know, he left his apartment and into the hallway of the apartment building.
Mm-hmm.
So he's already cut up and everything, and Varg just comes up and he just like with a pocket knife just like stabs him, and just repeatedly stabs him and everything, and Euronymous was stabbed 23 times, 16 in his back, 5 in his neck, and 2 in his head.
Damn.
And this guy, and there was blood all over there was blood in the apartment from when he had like fallen into the pieces of glass and everything like that, and then the stairway in the apartment complex was, in the apartment building was just a bloodbath.
I bet, dude. Sounds like it. Fuck, dude. That guy went nuts.
Yeah, and he did, and this is all. It's really all a dick measuring contest between two dickheads,
Yeah, it is. You're right. You're 100% right.
Literally,
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah. And you know what? If a dick measuring contest comes down to a fight, usually the guy with the smaller dick wins.
Yeah, because they try harder.
And you know what? Yes, that is a jab at Varg.
Mm.
Yeah, there's no reason. There was no reason. Euronymous was a piece of shit, but there was no reason to fucking kill him.
No, other than just
and
pure jealousy.
Hearsay. It was hearsay about. Let's say my let's say my neighbor. Somebody tells me my neighbor wants to kill me, so I go kill him. It's not self-defense at that point.
No, that's just straight up murder.
Yeah, and that's what freaking Varg did. And the thing about it is the thing where like one of the members of Mayhem had told Varg that Euronymous was going to kill him.
Mm.
That's just hearsay. That's never been proven.
Yeah, right.
I mean, the person's never come forward and said, "Hey, that's what happened."
Yeah, I told him
now,
that. No.
Yeah.
No,
the Lords of Chaos portrayal of this. by the time Varg got to his apartment, he had this girl. He had a girlfriend and everything, and the girlfriend did not exist in real life. He had this girlfriend and everything. He had cut his hair. He was wearing glasses. He was trying to get a haircut and get a real job. Clean your act up and don't be a slob. Get it together.
This is like
anyway,
your big brother,
Bob, won't you get a haircut and get a real job? So, no, that's not what happened.
No.
But they, and like for the first time in the movie, we see him with short hair, and we also see him with glasses and all that stuff, and he's wearing, and he's not like in his underwear. He's actually wearing clothes and stuff like that, and the clothes are like, like reds, blues, stuff like that. Any color other than black.
Really? So he was trying to like change his look and get away from the shit he was doing.
Yeah. According to the movie. Right. So, yeah, it's just a bunch of bullshit and everything. And, the media, they're still on the satanic angle. And they report, and then they reported Varg of being charged with murder. And, some media outlets said that it was a satanic sacrifice.
Yes, sacrifice. Well, they have to do it because they're black metal, dude. That's just the way it works.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, the whole satanic panic is going on, and these idiots in the media, they can't freaking understand. They can't. It just doesn't register in their head that it's just like, okay, this isn't Satanism. This is just a bunch of like 20 something kids, with too much time on their hands.
That are bored. Yeah, exactly. But because they burn down churches, they're Satanists.
Right. And it's just, I mean, there have been other serial killers out there that have burned churches. Not as many, granted.
True.
But were they necessarily labeled as churches because they burnt down a church, or a Satanist because they burnt down a church? And of course, every time I try to think of something like that, and my mind just goes blank. But I do remember hearing about one in particular that burned a church, and I can't remember who it was. But I don't think that guy was burned, was like labeled as a Satanist or anything like that.
Yeah, probably not.
I could be fucking wrong, and this is going to happen every single fucking time I try to pull something out of my head on the spot when I'm doing a fucking podcast.
It's all good, bro.
My mind will go to blank every fucking time, and it has so far with these first like however many episodes that we're at and everything, and it's going to continue to happen.
Yes. Well, dude, we both go blank. It's
happened all my life.
We both go blank, bro. It's all good.
It's all it's happened all throughout my life. It was like, go to jam with somebody. All right, what songs do you know? A bunch of them.
I used to know a lot of songs until you put me on the spot.
Yeah.
And now I can't think of nothing.
It's just, yeah, exactly.
You guys start playing something, I'll join in.
Yeah. Then they start playing. I don't know that one. Nah, I'm just kidding. But anyway. So Varg is found guilty of first-degree murder and the arson of churches, and he actually didn't get charged with for the arson of the church that he used as an album cover.
What? Really? He didn't get charged for that one? Holy crap!
Mm-mm. It was used on somebody else's album, and. Yeah, whatever. But Varg was the one that was there.
Yeah.
Varg was the one that took the pictures. He was found with the pictures.
Well,
Faust actually wound up testifying against Varg for a reduced sentence.
Yeah. Well, dude, if there's no pictures, it didn't happen. So.
Well, Faust, like I said earlier, was Emperor's drummer. He never played with Mayhem or anything like that. He might have played a gig or two with Varg as Burzum's drummer.
Yeah.
But he was sentenced to life, which, like I said earlier, is 21 years in prison. Yeah, which is Norway's maximum sentence for anything. Yeah, and like you mentioned, when the sentence was passed, he grinned at the judge and at the audience.
He did. He smiled, dude. Like, whatever. That's fine.
Yeah. All right. October 26th of 2003, Varg escapes while he's on, like, an approved leave. He carjacked a family of 3. He was arrested later that night. Yeah, and the car that he had stolen was found with knives, gas, guns, camouflage gear, GPS map, and a burner phone.
Ooh.
Gee, I wonder what he was going to go do.
Sounds like he had a plan.
Hey, he was going to barbecue something, but it wasn't pork.
Right. Yeah, he definitely had a plan.
So they actually found him at a cabin that he had holed up in, and everything.
Oh, they caught him. Okay, good.
Now, yeah, they caught him. 13 months added to the sentence.
So what? Just for escaping, or because they caught him with all this other shit?
All of it. He escaped. He carjacked a family of 3. Yeah,
and he only got 13 more months, like a year and 3 months.
For all these implements, all of these implements of destruction and everything that all have ties to shit that he had done in the past.
Well, apparently, if you want to go commit crimes, go to Norway and commit crimes because you get off easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying go commit crimes in Norway, so please do not misconstrue what I'm saying. But, like, dude, it just sounds like, dude, Norway's, like, really lax You know,
I want to go to. Well, I mean, if the maximum sentence you can get in Canada is 25 years. So it's you know, the United States is like really the only like first world country where we'll like when we say life in prison, we fucking mean it.
Yeah. Well, you know, because prisons are business, dude. But in the United States, but we're not going to get into that either. So.
Yeah, that might be an episode to do at some point in the distant future.
Yeah, not now. But my point is, though, dude,
like
dude, if you want to
when
go,
we're running out of serial killers, to cover.
Right.
But anyway, so in an interview, Varg said that prison was like staying in a monastery, which is freaking ironic.
I think he's lying, dude. Dude, I've seen pictures of it when he got convicted, dude. There's no way he did not have sex in prison. and not because of his choice.
Oh shit, that's a different angle. That's a different angle. I was like calling out the irony of the fact that he was like saying it was like being in a monastery when he burned down monasteries.
When he burned down churches.
You know?
But yeah, dude, no, there's no way he was celibate in prison, dude. I seen him, dude, when he went in there, dude. He was somebody's biatch. Just saying.
Well, yeah. I mean, he was just a skinny little white kid.
With long hair. Who looked very feminine.
Yeah. Well, in 1994, he started writing books and everything. One was called Varg's Words. And,
Creative
I mean,
title.
it's actually written in the... Yeah. But he's defending against the media portrayal about him and everything. In 1998, he wrote Teutonic Mythology, which is his own worldview.
Teutonic? Was it like Teutonic, like German, like Hitler?
Teutonic.
Yeah, like
Teutonic mythology.
Yeah, Teutonic mythology. That's the shit that Hitler believed in, dude. Like the Aryan race and crap. Kind of, sort of.
Well, he did get into that in childhood. I didn't really cover that much of it, but yeah, he was into that. Now I don't. But there's nothing in here. Well, I mean, I guess I'm sure there are black people in Norway. I'm sure there's black people in Norway, but you know, they probably weren't really big into the black metal scene.
You know what, dude? That doesn't mean he wasn't a Nazi. Fuck, dude. You know, the Aryan race, dude. That's what Hitler was all about, dude. And the Aryan race is the fucking Vikings, the Norwegians, blonde hair, blue eyes, fucking just. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just saying.
So, he his appeals were denied until March 10th of 2009. After 16 years of being in prison, he was released.
Mm-hmm.
Served his debt to society.
And after trying to escape too. Like that.
Yeah, he only got he only got an additional 13 months for that.
Yeah, the extra 13 months after he tried, you know, dude, and he was released after 16 years of his sentence. Dude, fuck, dude, that's fucking.
Yeah, 16 years of a 22, and in total he was sentenced to 22 years and 1 month. 22. Yeah, with his initial sentence and then the 13 months, and he was. Yeah, and he only served 16 years.
Wow. Like I said, if you're going to do shit, go do it in Norway because you get out early.
So the albums that he released after 2009 were obviously and we talked about them in the beginning of the episode. But he also had a crazy ass YouTube blog page, you know, where he was talking about, you know, this and that and blah blah blah, hate speech and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes, you know, he got married.
Oh,
he and his wife live off the grid.
Who
and they have
fuck
7
would marry
kids
that asshole,
to date.
dude? Like, wouldn't you be afraid that he's going to kill you? I mean, like, seriously,
dude. Freaking Richard Ramirez and everything. He actually got married while he was in prison. So did Charles Manson. I mean, there's a lot of sick freaking women out there that, they get turned on by this shit and everything. It's just like, oh, he's killed somebody, you bad boy, all that stuff. And I just don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand. I mean, it's just like, would I date Eileen Wuornos? Fuck no.
Yeah, no way.
Would I date Jodi Arias? Maybe. Well, she's hot.
Dude, yeah, dude. I mean, I'd fuck Casey Anthony, but,
well, she's legally innocent.
Yeah. But you know what? I wouldn't let her watch my kids. I mean, dude, I'm okay. My kid is old now. My kid is whatever. Doesn't need a babysitter, but yeah, dude. Would I do her? Of course. Would I let her watch small children? No fucking way.
Jodi Arias, I mean, you could make the argument that if she hadn't been gaslighted like crazy and just her mind fucked by her boyfriend, then he would still be alive.
Yeah, well, there's that.
But, so don't treat her like shit. But she's in prison for life. Nah, wait. We're just kidding here. We're just kidding there. These people got what they deserve. Yes, well, Casey didn't.
We're just playing around.
Yeah, we're just playing around because we're almost done with this episode. Believe it or not, we're almost done with this episode. 2.5 hours in.
Oh, yeah. It won't be 2.5 hours when you guys listen to this, but yeah,
So he actually made an RPG, role playing game and everything. And it's like Dungeons and Dragons except like Vikings.
Well, there's a surprise.
And then yeah, he and his wife are actually arrested for terrorism suspicion because his wife bought 4 rifles.
Ooh. Spooky.
But she was released because his wife actually had permits for the weapons.
Oh, so she actually did it legally. Good for her.
Yeah, she did it legally. Yeah. She's
good for her.
So he was charged with inciting violence and everything. He was talking about shit about all religion and race and everything on his blog and everything, and it's just like but he denied it, but it obviously still there. The blog has been taken down. But he was actually charged for hate speech on this, and he was charged for 8 months probation.
Oh, really? So he went to jail again?
He was sentenced.
Hate speech.
Yeah. So they become like an off the land. What's it?
Off the grid. They went off grid.
They went off the grid and everything.
So they can't be found.
Yeah, and. Exactly. So, he wrote in a blog, and this is crazy. He wrote in a blog about Anders Breivik.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had killed 77 people in Norway. He was a spree killer.
Oh my!
Yeah, I mean, we don't have that shit in the United States because. You're not going to kill 77 people. I can't even go there because it did. It happened in Las Vegas, and it came close to that in Orlando.
Yeah.
So, okay, I won't go there. I won't go there. Actually, I'm going to start that whole section over again. This is going to do it because that's literally where I was going with that, because I was going to be like, okay, we have people with guns, so it's just like, okay, well, no, recently we have okay, so okay, reset. So he wrote on a blog that he had about Anders Breivik, and he was a spree killer in Norway that had killed 77 people.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he condemned this guy as a Christian loser.
Oh my!
Yeah, and
dude, I don't even know what to say about that.
Yeah, but this guy, he was a Christian. And yeah, he also wrote that he just, and this is something that he had said previously, he needed to save Europe by casting away Christianity and the Christianity and Jewish conspiracy. And he basically, it's like, okay, he's starting to, lose his freaking mind at this point.
Right.
It seems like it, but if you watch the interviews now of him post being in prison, he's not. He really isn't. So it's just like he's doing it for the act. He's doing it for the act. He's doing it for the shock value and all that stuff. I mean, this guy. It's just this spree killer and everything. 77 people. In Norway and everything, he's a Christian loser and everything. This guy wasn't a Christian.
The spree killer,
the spree killer
wasn't a Christian.
No.
All right.
He's Norse.
Oh, he was a Norse pagan.
Cool.
That's cool.
A pagan, yes.
I mean, no, it's cool that he was a Norse pagan. It's not cool that he went on a fucking killing spree and did that.
No,
shit. That's fucked up.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but what Varg would have you believe is that, like, okay, this guy was this guy was like a Christian and all that stuff. But he wasn't. And it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is, dude. It's hard to keep track of all that shit, dude, because they did some fucked up shit, bro.
They did do some fucked up shit and everything, and it's just like, okay, Varg, if you're listening, send me an email at billzillaprod@gmail.com. Love to interview you.
Yeah. And dude, we're not gonna bash
you know what?
Dude. We won't tear you up.
Yeah,
dude.
we're not gonna bash you.
It'll be a straight up legitimate interview.
Absolutely.
Because, dude, I'd be down to know that shit too, dude. I'd like, dude, what went through your mind, dude? And I'm not
exactly
not doing it to bash you.
that right.
I would legitimately like to know what was going through your mind at that time, bro. That's all.
Yeah, and I'm sure. I mean, it's just like if you look at the interviews that he's done, since he got out of prison and all that stuff, he eats the shit up.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like like all the podcasts that are out there that are available about the Norwegian black metal scene and everything. I'm sure he's listened to every one of them, so I'm sure that he's going to hear this one at some point.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. We'll have you on for an interview. I mean, absolutely. Yeah. We'll do that. Now, he's going to have to. Yeah. Well, he's got a decent grasp on the English language. English. He's okay. I'm not gonna.
I bet he speaks English better than you do right now.
Fuck you, man. Oh my god, that was awesome.
Just saying.
The fucking perfect. That was the best burn that's been done since we've been doing the process.
I know, dude. And you know I love you, bro. But I had to. I had to.
And I'm cutting that out.
Oh well,
Actually, maybe not. Maybe not. I'll cut out all this banter and leave that in there.
Nah, dude. Whatever you gotta do, bro. It's fine, man. I don't care, dude. I had to, dude. I couldn't not do it.
That's perfect burn. Oh shit! You made me freaking lose my place. Oh, we're practically done.
And part 2 coming next week. We love you guys. Good night.
Yeah. Well, if we do it now, then part 2 will only be like 5 minutes.
I'm just kidding, dude. I'm dead. There's no me fucking with you again, bro.
I know that. So I mean the genre and everything. I mean Necro Butcher. I mean he's like flat out admitted that he was gonna kill Varg, or excuse me, he was gonna kill Euronymous, but Varg beat him to it.
Mm-hmm.
I can say I want to kill somebody, and there's people out there that I would like to kill. But you know what? I haven't killed him, so therefore, guess what? There's nothing there. So, but yeah, it's just and it's just like if you watch some of these interviews with Necro Butcher, like now, like so many years later, and everything, it's just like it's just the way that he talks about death.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just like he loved that guy. I mean, that was his boy, that was his friend, you know?
Right.
So it's like let's just say if we started a band and our bass player decided to, kill you, and he's just like, oh yeah, dude,
whatever. I killed Toddzilla. Nobody can fucking say that.
Yeah.
I killed Toddzilla. I'm like, yeah, good for you, bro.
Yeah, and then.
But you didn't, though. That's the thing, though. You didn't.
Right.
Because I won't let you.
But still, I don't like. It's just. I don't. Like I said earlier, this whole thing was a fucking dick measuring contest.
Yes, it was. And it's sad that that's what it really boils down to.
I mean, I honestly would have liked to have seen, it's just like as far as like the real justice in this thing, it's like okay, Varg, yeah, piece of shit. There's no reason to kill Euronymous. There's no reason to kill him.
No.
I mean, he probably made up the part about somebody in Mayhem called me and said that Euronymous is going to kill you. He probably made that whole thing up.
Yeah.
But you know what? I would have much rather have seen a story come out of this about how Euronymous orchestrated his own freaking downfall.
Right.
And wound up freaking living in a box on the street because he was such a piece of fucking shit.
Yeah, right. No shit, dude. Totally.
I mean, there was no reason to kill the guy. He was gonna crash and burn anyway, and it would have been that much worse. And you know what? I bet Necro Butcher, who was, if Varg hadn't got him, Necro Butcher probably would have.
Well, yeah, dude, because
but it's just
they
like,
were all about that shit. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
If neither of them had gotten to him and they just let the whole thing played out, his demise would have been a hell of a lot more satisfying than murdering the dude.
Yes. I totally agree.
I mean, just watching, because he was well on the way to crashing and burning at that point, and it just would have been so satisfying to watch it. And it's like the Richard Ramirez story.
Yep.
Like we were talking about. It's just like, okay, yeah, that guy's a big time heavy hitter that every true crime podcast covers. And you know what? I'm actually started writing notes about him because we're going to cover him soon.
Sweet, we're doing the Night Stalker. I love it.
Yeah, and the reason is, that guy was a sick son of a bitch. But you know what? The ending of his story is so fucking satisfying.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Fuck yeah, dude! I totally get you, dude. I totally got you, bro.
And we've got. Yeah, and there's some new information that I just found out. I don't know if other podcasts have covered this new information that make it even more satisfying. And I'm not talking about Sean Penn because that's widely covered. That happened a long time ago. I'm talking about something else. I'm talking about something else, and you'll just have to listen.
Yes, you'll just have to listen.
But I'm talking about something else, But seriously, that story is so freaking satisfying the way that it ends. And,
yes.
It's just like this story could have had the same thing, maybe with nobody going to prison or anything like that. But because a fucking piece of shit met his downfall, and just, somebody that was really high up and everything was a piece of shit, did a bunch of shit and everything. Actually, you know what? Euronymous probably would have gone to prison for church burnings.
Yeah.
If they could send Charles Manson to prison for, and he didn't kill anybody, he orchestrated the whole thing. Well, you could make the argument that Euronymous orchestrated some of those church burnings.
Yes, you could, and he could have gone to jail for sure.
Yep. So, but still, either way. It's just like, if you just don't kill him, let it play out.
Mm-hmm.
I think this would be a much better story if if we'd been able to finish it up. It was like, okay, the last reports of Euronymous was he was just like, found on a street corner in fucking London or something like that where nobody knew him, playing guitar with a freaking bucket in front of him and says tip please, and he's like trying to play fucking death, black metal music and everything, and everybody thinks, oh, I love the surf rock.
I love the surf rock. Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
No, and with that, we have gone full circle, and we're going to end this freaking episode, and we will see you next week, but not until after we do our ending shit. Todd, tell them about your band.
So I have a band. It's called Retroactive Days. We're on Facebook. It's retro-active DAZE. Look us up. We play like 80s pop rock, and we have it's a lot of fun, dude. You'll like it. If you're ever in the Brevard County, Florida area, the venereal wart on America's wang. And if you're even remotely interested in come see my band, look us up on Facebook. Find out where we're playing. If you're anywhere near any of those dates or times we're playing, coming out and see us. Coming up to me and say, hey, are you Todd from Crimes, Killers, Cults, and Beer? And I will go, well, yes, I am. I listen to you guys, dude. Yep. I love you guys.
And he will do that,
cool.
Too.
Let me buy you a drink. Normally, I would say I'll buy you a beer, but I'll buy you whatever you want.
Right. I mean, we do
I'm
that.
And
desperate, you know what? Hit us up on our social and everything. Interact with us and all that stuff. I mean, we got whole.
Oh, dude, I think we got a new follower on Instagram, but I don't know. It seems like I remember seeing that, but dude, I don't know. It could have been me. Could have been my personal page. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway,
I've done good up until that
check us out on our social media. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook, and we also have a website, and we're going to link all that stuff in the episode. And you know what? Feel free to new website. We're still working out kinks on that one too.
New website.
See.
Yeah, well, dude, we are
fucking
bits of attitudes here, so we're doing our best.
Put together an awesome product for you guys, and we freaking appreciate the hell out of you listening, especially, it's just like, okay, it's been almost 3 weeks since we've released an episode. So it's just, yeah. We're going to get back on track.
Happens.
Don't worry about it.
We got a little behind.
Growing pains. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. And with all that being said, our buddy Flaccid Jizzless is going to take us out with his awesome song, Evil is Satan's Lollipop. Take it away, Flaccid. So later.
Cheers, everybody. You